Mm. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Good morning, good morning. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Monday. I am sitting here breaking off pieces of bread for the crows that I feed. I decided to have you join me while I do this. Yeah, I started feeding the crows a while back. And you know what? Those little guys, they are very bossy little things. They, at first, it took a while to get them to come and eat. And once they did, well, I was doing it in my front yard. I had to stop that because there are bird poop everywhere. I thought, nope, can't have that. So I live where in my backyard, there's a chain link fence. And then behind that is kind of a little open area between some businesses, McDonald's and other things. And so I'm throwing it out back there. And they discovered it, and so they come and eat. And I'm telling you, those guys, they will land in the trees and they will caw at me like, hey lady, where's the food? Where is the food? And I love crows because they're my favorite bird. I know, my dogs love the bread too. Here baby, here's a piece for you. Come here. There we go. But yeah, I just love feeding birds. I love to just watch the birds. I even have a couple of do-it-yourself bird houses made from Folgers coffee, the plastic tubs. I wrap the tubs with pieces of carpet for the winter, and I have the top on so that it's nice and warm in the winter. And then they come in here every night under my porch and all three of them have been rented out. And then what they do is they keep coming during the winter to stay warm at night, and then come spring, they have their babies. Yeah, they lay eggs. So every summer I get to, right under my porch, I get to watch the birds building the little nests in there. Oh, I watch them busy as can be, coming to bring the grass and whatever they find. One thing I found that they love is I get the netting, like produce comes in, that netting. I fill it, I get cotton and I shred it. Just shred the cotton completely. Put it in that netting, tie it up, and then I hang it on a tree. Oh my gosh, how the birds love the regular birds as well as hummingbirds. Stop it, baby. They come to get that cotton to build their nests, and so I watch them right here come right under where I'm sitting. So it's well protected, and they know that, so they have their little home. Their little home that they rented in the winter. They reside in until summer, have their babies, and then they leave. They completely leave. Right after the babies fly the coop, once the babies leave the nest, the parents are gone. And then it stays empty until the winter comes, and I clean it out for them. I clean the little houses really well. And I take the carpeting that I put around the coffee container, I take the carpeting off in the summer because it gets too hot, and I take the lid off. And they know. They come and they just build their little nests. And I sometimes wonder if it's not the babies that are coming back, because a lot of them look exactly like the ones that I would watch grow up and sit in there chirping away while mommy and daddy went to get food to come feed them, and then they'd, how birds do when they're eating. It's just a cute little thing to watch. I love birds. Oh, how I love birds. And these crows are my favorite bird. Oh, I'm telling you, they just are my favorite. I can hear them in the distance now. And that's what happens. I'll hear them in the distance, and then they come back here, and they're like, okay, lady, where's the food? They'll even get up in the neighbor's tree, and they'll sit there just staring at me. And sometimes I'll come out here on the porch, and I literally, hi guys, because they say that crows remember your face, that they remember your face. So I smile and hi guys. So yeah, I love my crows. Oh, gotta have some tea. Oh my gosh. My son Josh and his girlfriend, one of the gifts was at Christmas was candy cane green tea. Oh, it is so good, guys. Of course it was limited, but oh my God, it is so refreshing and so good. In my Elvis cup. See my Elvis? Yeah, and then his, yep. So good. Delicious tea. I've got so much tea to go through. I'm going to start making myself drink more tea because it is good for you, especially green tea. That's really good for you. My nephew Chris, he sent me a bunch of tea, and I have to have decaffeinated. I cannot have caffeine, guys. One thing that I hated about getting older was all of a sudden caffeine bothered me, so I have to have caffeine free. But he sent me a bunch of teas, and so I'm going to start forcing myself to make a ritual of having some tea every day to just come down, you know, come down from whatever the day may be. It's a nice little ritual. And I have a bunch of beautiful teacups, but the problem with the teacups is they're small. You know how pretty little teacups are, the really pretty ones, they're small. Well, I like a full cup of tea. And then today I was thinking, well, Lori, don't be stupid. Make a pot of tea, and then you can fill up your little, your small cups instead of making another one. How smart can you get? Oh my God, you know, sometimes the things you don't think of doing, and then it's like, duh, make a pot of tea and keep refilling that pretty little cup. So I've always been making it in mugs because it's more. So, I don't know. But I'm going to get in the habit of that because tea is good for you. So what are you guys going to be doing this week? How's your morning going, or whenever you're watching this, morning, afternoon, or evening? How's your morning going? I'm in a better mood than I was in my last video. That was kind of a tough one to make. I hope you all watched that, and I hope you all helped the family out that I made the video about. But today, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do today. I really don't. What are you guys going to do? What's your plans for this week? What are you planning to do for the week? Going to be traveling, going to be working, going to be staying at home with your kids, and all the stuff that we do. Laundry, cooking, cleaning, all that fun stuff. Yeah, we all get to do that, don't we? I'm trying to think of something I'm going to make so that I can have it throughout the week, you know, because I hate cooking now, guys. Now that I live alone, I hate cooking. It's just no fun. No one to really share it with, you know, and for me it's a bummer to cook. So I'm going to try to think of something that, you know, I can make a batch of, put some in the freezer, pull it out whenever I'm ready to eat, and, you know, not be stressing about cooking a meal every day. Ugh. I don't like cooking, guys. I used to love it. When I was married with my 5 kids, I loved doing all that baking and cooking and everything. And it's like my daughter, you know, and my son, Josh, they'll show me the goodies that they've made, you know, the pastries or the cookies or whatever they made, or the stews or whatever. And it's like, I remember enjoying doing that for the family. I really did. I loved it. But when you're alone, it's kind of like, it's not much fun to always be cooking alone, and it's not much fun to just be sitting down and eating it alone all the time. So the whole eating, cooking thing is not a big deal to me anymore. It's just like, yeah, I got to eat to stay alive, so let's eat. So, you know, I do have my dogs staring me down, though. While I'm eating, they sit there just staring me down like, okay, when are you going to drop something? So, yeah, I'm going to have to think of something. I don't know what. See how much I make? See, guys? Lots of bread to throw out there for the crows. At my little grocery store, Smith's, it's called Smith's. It's a store that's owned by Kroger. I'm sure tons of you know Kroger. Well, it's called Smith's here. You can get a bag of 6, 7, or 8, sub rolls to make submarine sandwiches. 6, 7, or 8 of them in a bag, a day old, for 69 cents. Yeah, 69 cents. So I can't eat wheat. It gives me a lot of digestive problems and body problems in general. Swelling and just, I feel terrible when I eat wheat. But for my crows, it's like 69 cents a bag for all of those, and they're about that long. So you get a lot of bread out of it for them. So I'll buy like 3 or 4 bags, throw them in the freezer, and then when I'm going to feed the birds, I take some out the night before, let it thaw, then the next day I do this, where I cut it small as I can. I used to put out big chunks. I would just tear the bread, and throw it. Well, I saw those poor crows trying to carry it off, and then they'd sit there pecking at it as hard as they could, trying to break it apart. So I thought, maybe I shouldn't be so lazy, so it's actually relaxing to sit, and sometimes I'll be watching a YouTube video or whatever on TV and just sit there and tear the bread apart for the birds. It's actually cathartic, shall we say. And then I get a kick out of watching them eat, because my kitchen window, it's a big picture window, faces that back area, so I can sit at the table and so I don't scare them coming out here. I can just watch all the crows gather, and they're just fighting. Those little guys are fighters. They'll fight each other for anything. And did you know that crows love meat and eggs? I was surprised to find out about the eggs. So one day I thought, I'm going to make a couple eggs, scramble them up with nothing in it, just the egg, and see what they do. So I scrambled up a couple of eggs, because I can't eat eggs, and even a carton of eggs, it'll go bad, because I can only eat maybe 1 egg a week, if that. That's another thing that gives me issues. I get diarrhea, I get bloating, I have a slight allergy to eggs, which I did when I was younger. But I scrambled up the eggs, and I threw them out back, and oh my God, did those crows go crazy eating the eggs. And I did the same with some meat. I had some meat left over from a meal, and it was already like 3 days in the fridge, so I thought, I'm just going to cut it up and see what the crows do. So I threw it out there. Oh my God, you talk about fighting. Those guys went we're talking bonkers fighting to get that meat. I could not believe how they were fighting for the meat. Which reminds me, guys, talking about birds, don't feed birds in the summer. Yeah, don't feed birds in the summer. I know all of you who have bird feeders, you're like, oh, I love to watch the birds, this and that, but do you know, I don't know, I'm sure you've noticed, if you listen to the news and what have you, how we're starting to have a major amount of mosquitoes and insects and bugs. It's getting like more and more and more each summer, infestations all over. Well, part of that reason is everybody, millions of people feeding birds. Those birds are supposed to be out there eating all of those. Nature has it where those birds are supposed to be eating all those insects and roaches and bugs and mosquitoes and all that stuff. Birds are supposed to be eating all that. Well, with millions of people feeding birds, they know just to go to somebody's house to get birdseed. They're not eating what they're supposed to. So I don't feed the birds in the summer. I might do it once in a while just to see them, like throw some out, watch them one time. But I do not have bird feeders feeding them every day, because I want them out here going through the air, eating the mosquitoes, eating the flies, eating the bugs that they pick up off the ground, what have you. That's what birds are supposed to do. And I was reading an article about how that actually affects the ecosystem with humans feeding birds and all the time. They're not out there scavenging, getting all those nasty things that we don't want, the bugs and the insects. So I say don't feed them in the summer. In the winter, yes, they need some help. They need help because, especially depending on where you live, if you have a lot of snow and a lot of, really bad, cold temperatures, then there's very little for them to get out there and find. So yeah, I believe in helping the birds in the winter. But in warmer months, when bugs are active and plant life is active, let the birds do their thing. Let them do what nature intended them. And I know a lot of you will say, no, I'm going to keep feeding them. I like watching them, whatever. I get that because I love birds. And that's why I get my bird fix by having my little do-it-yourself bird houses under my porch, and I get to watch them do their thing every day. I watch them after the babies are hatched. I watch them go, and they go for like 4 hours, then they're gone. They feed the babies. They're just flying back and forth. Not 4 hours, it's like 2 hours. They go, they come back, they feed the babies. They go, they come back, all day long, every couple hours, they're coming back to feed the babies. Poor things. Exhaustion. But yeah. So I just wanted to have you join me while I tear up the bread for the crows. Here, babies. My dogs want one. Come here. Come over here. I'll give you a little piece. Here you go. Oh, this smells so good, guys. Oh my God, it smells so good. I wish I could just eat this. Oh. Smell it, guys. Smell that bread. Ah. And it's amazing that they sell it for 69 cents for that many rolls and they're all kinds too. There's bagels, there's all kinds of different kinds of bread. They put a bunch in a bag for like 69 cents, $1. And it's as fresh as can be. It's not like it's hard or stale. Like the ones I cut up today, soft and fresh as can be. Oh, the smell. It smells like I'm sitting in a bakery. Oh, I torture myself for the birds. But that's okay. I get a kick out of watching them out there. This sun has made it nice and warm to be able to sit out here. I think it's in the 40s right now, but with the sun right on me and getting a little bit of sun on my skin, I don't get much sun on my skin. I should, but I don't. I worry, skin cancer, and I don't want all the age spots that come with it. That sun hitting my face right now even, oh well. But getting a little bit of sun. It's good to get a little sun every day. Especially in the winter. Especially now. I'm not real happy with the sun. I'm mad at you, sun. I don't want sun. I want some wintry weather. My daughter and I have been dying to have wintry weather. Cold and blustery and snowing to where you want to just cuddle up inside and light the candles, pull the shades and curtains, and just be all snug and cozy inside. I get tired of the sun. We get tired of the sun. It's like sun, sun, sun. That's all we get is sun. I know it could be worse. We could be in a place where it's got horrible winter weather. I'm glad we don't have that. But I would like a nice wintry, day here and there. Now, I don't want snow to where it's sitting around for the next 2 weeks. That's just nasty. I wouldn't want that at all. But I like a nice snow, say maybe 8 or 9 inches, just enough to really be cool, maybe even a foot. And then in our environment, it melts pretty fast. So that would be cool. We have not had that here in Albuquerque, and it makes me mad. My daughter too. There are days that she'll just be like, I'm closing the blinds and I'm closing the shades. I can't even stand looking at the sun anymore. I do the same thing. I'll invent my own cozy atmosphere. I'll close everything, darken the house, light candles, have a cup of tea, watch something I want on TV, just that. Try to make it like a pretend winter day while the sun is shining out here like a spotlight, But you gotta do what you gotta do to get through the days. I mean, whatever. I hope you guys are going to have a good week. I hope things are going well for you. If they're not, I'm sorry. And I hope things get better for you. But I just wanted to have a kind of morning chat with you while I got the crows their food ready. Bossy little things. Cracks me up. The other day they were cawing at me, just and I'm like, I got out there with my hands on my hips, and I was like, "Are you guys hungry?" Because they were in the tree. I was like, "Are you guys hungry?" And one of them flew over and starts, I was like, okay, I take that as a yes. So I came in, shredded up some bread, and they were waiting. I threw it out, and they wait till I come in. They wait about a minute. Then they swoop in and start eating that bread. It's whole wheat bread too, not white. It's whole wheat, which they say is better for them than white bread. And then I throw in different things down there, and some fruit, grapes. You know, when something in the fridge gets a little, not bad, but you know, it's like the grapes might get a little wrinkly or whatever. I cut them up, throw them out there. Just different things, you know, because let's face it, crows eat out of dumpsters. They eat any and everything. But I just wanted to have a morning chat with you. It is an actually beautiful day here in Albuquerque right now. I'm looking at the Sandia Mountains. It's just a beautiful day, but I don't want this kind of day in January. I want it in spring and summer. Right now I want winter, blustery, snuggle up weather. And I looked at the forecast for the next 15 days. Yeah, we might have a sprinkle or two here and there a couple of times, so whatever. Just can't win. Anyway, guys, just wanted to have a little morning chat with you. And thanks to the sun, I'm able to sit out here in just a sweater. So have a good week ahead. I'll see you in my next video, and I hope your day today is going well. And thanks for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you very, very much. I really do. And it's good to have share a morning with you. So take care, guys. Got to get this out to those bossy little birds. I can hear them in the distance, so yeah, they'll be around soon. So take care, guys. We'll see you later. There we go.